and their experience with our Pre-Uni New College courses. So now I'd like to introduce our high school manager, Mr. Min Park, who will host a special Zoom meeting with our successful Year 6 students. Okay. Hello, Min.
Hi, David. Thank you.
Yeah, are you ready to start the meeting?
Yep, we are ready. All right. Good evening, everyone. We're so delighted to have you join us tonight for this very special webinar. And I believe David covered all the fundamental stuff about the selective high school test. Second, someone is rejoining. All right, all good. Okay, so even though the test seems far away, this time of the year and onward is a very crucial moment where you can make lots of further improvements. There's a saying, every success leaves clues. That means every success has its own foundation. This evening, we invited some Year 6 students who made a great success with a selective high school placement for next year. We are going to listen to their story and get some quick advice from them. We had such a large number of students who made to the top selective high schools, but apparently we can't invite all of them. So we invited very special people who not only made the success, but also utilized all our features and made a great improvement along the way. Okay, let's get started. And then let's just give them a warm welcome. And let's just start with introducing yourself. All right, let's start with Rosabelle. Just quickly introduce yourself and then just mention which school you're going next year.
I'm Rosabelle. I'm in Year 6 right now, and next year I'm going to Balcombe Hills High School.
Thank you. Beautiful tour, guys. Sweta?
So I'm Shweta Iranki, and I'm going to Sydney Girls High School next year.
Awesome. Adiyat?
I'm Adia, and I'm going to go to Sydney Boys High School next year.
All right. Lastly, Nikki.
Hi, I'm Nikki, and I'm going to James Roos Agricultural High School next year.
She was in the car just minutes ago, by the way, but she made it. Yeah. All right. Let's start. I'm sure everyone has a unique story and ways of preparing for the test. Before we start, I just want to hear how everyone is feeling right now. So how are you feeling, Nikki?
Good, a bit, and I'm feeling a bit of anticipation, wondering what's going to happen next.
So you're just excited about the new school. Okay, all right, great. Congratulations. Adiyat, do you want to talk about how you're feeling?
A little bit anxious for next year, kind of wondering what's going to be in store for high school.
Okay, so guys, this is what's coming after you made a great success. All right, so Rosabelle?
I'm kind of relieved that the selective test is over and I've gotten my results, but I'm kind of scared but excited at the same time for next year.
Okay, guys, I don't want them to hear all this scary story. All right, we just want to give them like a happiness. All right. What about you, Sweta?
So I feel very happy and excited that I got into my first preference, Sydney Girls High School, and I'm very proud and grateful that the STTC courses and WEMT courses that I did really paid off, and that my determination and dedication was rewarded.
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you very much. All right, moving on to the next part. So we just want to ask, what was your key strategy for your improvement? Can you just share some of it? Yep, Sweta, you can go.
Yeah, so I have like 3 main key strategies that I use throughout my STTC course. So I use time management, consistency, and using the cyber school material to learn from my mistakes. So first, about time management, I made sure initially. So initially, at first, I had a bit of trouble balancing my speed and accuracy, and sometimes in the tests, I had to guess at the end because I was running out of time. But slowly, after building consistency and after going to the STTC course more consistently, I started to balance speed and accuracy. And some things I do is like I got out like a booklet, and if I made a mistake in a question, I would write down the working out, and I would just refer to that working out after a couple of weeks, and I would you know, I would really reflect upon it and do my best to learn from that mistake instead of dwell upon that mistake. Like, if you make like a silly mistake, that's okay. You just have to learn from it, and you can access cyber school or any online platforms, and you can learn from that mistake.
Okay, sounds like you kept your eye on your own sort of progress along the way. So did you sort of revise all the materials on the weekly basis?
Yes.
That's really good. That's really good. All right. How about you, Nikki?
As well as what Swetha said, I also made sure that I wasn't really like nervous, especially whilst doing like worksheets or maybe tests, because if you're too nervous and you think you can't do it, it actually makes your brain think you actually can't do it and lowers the quality of your performance. So I always try to make sure I'm not nervous during the test, and I feel my best. I feel confident, and I feel that I can actually do what I usually do.
Okay.
I also make sure that I can finish things on time as well. But yeah, mainly make sure to relax and be confident.
Okay. Who else wants to talk about the study tips? Maybe Adia? Don't be shy.
Okay, so I kind of just redid the past papers that were on the Pre-Uni website, and the questions that I always got wrong in the SCDC course, they were popped up on Cyber School, and I just kept redoing them until I got the concept right. So that really helped me to understand everything.
Okay, great. Okay, we should not skip Rosabelle on this because she's very focused and dedicated. Rosabelle, how about your strategy?
One of my key strategies for improvement was like whenever I got bad or like whenever I didn't get as good as I wanted to, and when those times when I just got really bad, I always try to look up to the good side and be like, oh, it's okay, I can do good for the next exam. So when I got home, I immediately started like got some rest, and then after that I would go revise over my notes that I took at STTC, and I would just keep working hard. I wouldn't give up, even if sometimes you get bad like consistently for like many weeks, like what I did for like half of the term, like in the middle of the year. Like I always just I kept on trying, and soon I just became more confident and I just got better.
Okay, so you focused on your mental status sort of stable. Yeah, that's a really, really good point. Just to trying to fill up yourself with all the positive energies. It's really, really great point. Thank you very much. All right, moving on to next question. Did your parents help you guys any specific part of your study along the way? Do you want to talk about it?
Yep. So when I felt a bit demotivated and when I had a lack of confidence in myself and I didn't really believe in myself, my parents really took the role to support me and motivate me no matter what. And throughout my STTC courses and WEMT courses, they always help me to look at the strategy in another view. And they built my confidence and they built my foundation. And they really helped me before the selective test as well. And my sister, she also really helped me because she had experience of the selective test. So before the selective test, she'd give me some revision lessons and she'd really help me build my strategies and efficiency.
Oh, that's really, really great. So you guys kind of teamed up.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. How about you, Elliot?
My parents have always had the time to explain everything to me, whether it's maths or English or maybe just my morals and my confidence. It's just that they've always been there for me and I can just ask them anything. And I've never really felt the pressure of selective. It was kind of just self-pressure from me. Like, what if I didn't get into a good school? I've never really felt the pressure from them. That's kind of what helped me a lot as well.
But did they kind of push you in a way? I mean, not necessarily giving you so much pressure, but sort of give you a sort of kickstart.
Yeah, so they pushed me and kept me motivated, but I wouldn't say that they pushed me in a way that I would feel a lot of the pressure.
Okay, that's also a very good point. Give them enough motivation, but not pressure or stress. All right. Also, let's talk about experience and any feature you found helpful within our courses. Do you want to go, Elliot?
The cyber school website, that's okay. So for the first few weeks, I didn't really pay attention in class, but the cyber school website is kind of what I needed because it had everything there, all the videos and all of the work and the questions. It's kind of like an advanced method towards the classes. And if you pay attention to the website, and if your parents go through the website thoroughly with you, then it really helps.
So in the beginning, you didn't know we had so much materials on the cyber school?
No.
Okay. All right. All right. This is very important, so I want to hear from everyone. So what about you, Rosabelle?
For me, I went pre-uni, you gave me like a lot of like for WMT and STTC, like it's been really helpful to me because the teachers, they've really explained the concepts thoroughly, and like whenever I didn't know a question or something and I asked them, they immediately responded and they gave me like the explanation clearly. And also when I went online to cyber school, I didn't like for the first few weeks, I didn't realize how much it actually gave me. Like there was revision, there was extra materials, and like there was more practice for you to do, which really helped me build my confidence in the tests. And also, I really liked the format, like the way Pre-Uni formatted the tests, so that it was like exactly like the real test. Yeah.
Yep.
And it like Pre-Uni during the tests, they gave me the time limit, they gave me everything, which really helped me prepare myself for the real test. And like it really gave me like an idea of what the real test was going to be like. And yeah, and it Pre-Uni also gave me a range of questions, like from easy to hard. Like it really challenged me. Some questions, some weeks didn't get really good, but that was okay because when I went onto cyber school, I just had to log in, and then after that, I could see like under revision, I could see like so many questions that I did wrong, and they also gave me a really detailed explanation and video, which really helped me build my confidence in the tests.
Great, good to hear. Nikki?
I think the way the teachers helped us and what they did to help us, it really helped. And especially like the reminders of going on cyber school every week, trying your best to do the practice tests and everything, it really helped because maybe not everyone knew they should use cyber school and they didn't really know all the materials. And my teacher would always remind us, you should use cyber school because there are so many materials that can help you. And I think most people did that, and it actually really helped. The teachers were like kind, and they understood. They kind of like just understood how we felt, and they empathized. They would just explain everything really, really clearly. And if we still didn't understand, they would find a better way to explain it as well. And yeah, they just really helped in just how we did things and what we did them with.
Okay, so during the class, did you ever raise your hands up and then ask teachers questions? Okay. Also, this is the key thing, guys. A lot of kids are too shy and don't do this. You basically just lose your opportunity. So when you have a problems or difficulties, always raise your hand, talk to teacher, and that's really important. All right, thank you, Nikki. All right, moving on to Sweater. You got lots of stuff to talk about, right?
Yeah. So I went to 2 courses, the STTC course and the WEMT course. So I felt like the STTC course really replicated the format of the selective test, and it was really such a good course, and it really helped boost my confidence and my consistency as well as my speed and accuracy, and it really helped me get used to that test format, and it really like built my confidence. And I also went to another course which was the WEMT course, and this really built the foundation for like it really helped me find the efficiency in strategies, and it really articulated the strategies and how efficient and fast they were. So they helped you see the strategy in another view and another perspective. And if you didn't understand it, you should definitely raise your hand and ask the teacher, because you may feel shy at first, how I felt. But when I started raising my hand in both these courses, I really started improving and absorbing more from the lesson. And especially the cyber school, it was amazing. The question review, you could review over the questions you got wrong. That was especially helpful to me because after I made some mistakes in STTC, with a clear pair of eyes, I could look back to it, and the working out and the solving of the videos, they're really helpful, and they really helped me to boost my confidence and my consistency in these 2 courses.
All right, great, as always. All right, lastly, I think David has some stuff to wrap up. So lastly, we'll cover one more question, yeah, we'll wrap up the session. This is very important. So tips for actual test. So you spend years of hard work, and then you don't want to ruin it on the tested day. So if you have any sort of tips for the actual tested day to refresh your brain maybe and boost your confidence, let's just talk about it quickly. Yep, go Sweta.
So a tip I would give you is to make sure to manage your time properly. And this is really important, especially in all 4 of the tests, because at the time it may fly away because you're so absorbed into the paper. So you have to make sure once in a while you have to glance at the time and make sure you have enough time to cover the questions and maybe check it 1 or 2 times. And the thing is, what I see some people do, especially what I did in the STTC course, is that I kept like when it was a hard question, I kept spending too much time on it. And when the easy questions came at the end, I didn't have time to do it. So I just guessed it when I could have actually done the easy questions. So the thing is, if you find or stumble upon a hard question, and you find that you're spending too much time on it, I recommend you to flag that question and move on to the easier questions, because it's not like the harder questions will get like extra marks. Each question is worth 1 mark. So even if you do most of the easy questions and guess the hard questions if you don't have time, that's good as well, because the harder questions, they don't get extra marks. And the main thing is to just manage your time properly and to make sure you stay calm and focused in the test.
That's really great. Focus, guys. We have a big ASAT test coming up, so you can try this on the ASAT. All right. Rosabelle, what's your tip?
On the actual test day, you want to make sure that you have everything in your pencil case, that you're all ready, that you wake up early, you go to the test center, and you don't have to rush. Like if you rush, like me on the actual test day, there was a lot of traffic. I didn't expect it. It was really bad because I couldn't really catch my breath and like calm down before the test, which is really important to your like how you do the test. And it's also really important, like some tips is to actually manage your time. Like I recommend you every like 5 or 10 minutes, you look up at the clock to see how much time you have left, because like sometimes when I did the STTC test, I forget to look up at the time because sometimes I can't even see the clock because but this, like if I forget to look up at the time, it's like really hard for me to like go and like do the test properly, because I can't really do the ends questions because they're like really, they might be like easy, but I run out of time and I just panic a lot. So that's also another tip. Another tip is try to attempt every single question, because even if you see a question that looks long and like chunky, just read through it because it might be easy. Like in my experience, I saw like many questions that were quite long, but at the same time, when I read through them, they were actually quite easy, especially in thinking skills. There might be some questions that seem long, but they're actually really easy. So make sure that you do every single question. If you don't know a question, I recommend you to flag it, like come back to it at the end. And if you have time, and yeah, just attempt every question.
So she's all about controlling the mental wellness, isn't she? So even getting to the test center early to get rid of all the factors might affect you during the actual test. That's good to hear. What's your tip, Adiyat?
It's okay. So you need to stay focused throughout the whole test. If you lose your focus, then you're going to waste a lot of time regaining that focus, and wasting time is not a good thing during the test. Also really pay attention to Pre-Uni's ASAT tests and courses, because they reflect the actual hardness of the whole test. It's not that it's hard, it's just that if you pay attention to Pre-Uni, then it will help you a lot. So just stay focused, get a good night's sleep, and do well in the test.
Okay. Can I ask you what time you go to bed the night before?
9:30.
Okay. Yep. That's about the sweet spot, guys. All right. Lastly, we have a Nikki. She's going to share her greatest tip for the test.
I think mainly just make sure not to overwhelm yourself with work to do, homework, revision the day before, because it can affect your mental well-being and can lower how well you can actually perform. Make sure you sleep enough. Like I usually sleep at past 11:30, but I try to sleep like around 9:30 on the day before, because it can really help mental well-being and how well I can perform. Waking early is important, but not waking too early. Maybe not waking at like 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m., because it might also affect how awake you are and how well you can do everything. Make sure you don't just skip over hard questions. Like maybe just flag them and leave them to the end. But don't just skip over them, completely forget about them, and then not do them, and then run out of time, because it can lower your marks. Even if you guess a question, you have a chance of getting it right. So it could really help your marks. Maybe that one question that you didn't guess made the difference. Or maybe if you guessed that one question and you got it right, maybe that made the difference and you actually got into your first preference selective school because of that one question you guessed right.
That's a very, very crucial point. All right. Thank you guys all. And that's all for today. I'd like to extend my thank you to all our speakers for sharing their insight and experience with us this evening. Your stories are not just the tip of the hope, but they are practical and helpful guide that everyone can hopefully use for their selective high school test next year. Again, thank you very much. And back to you, David.